Joan Baez is an American folk singer, songwriter, anti-war, environmental, and human rights activist. Joan Baez wrote 3 activism songs. The first one written in 1964, Their But for Fortune. The second song sung at the March of Washington in 1963, We Shall Overcome. And the third song written in 1971, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. Their But for Fortune, written by Baez in 1964, is about poor prisoners and drunks in America as a result of corrupt government, lack of aid to veterans, and lower-class youth. Baez reached millions with this song, due to it being one of her top-sold records and most famously known songs. Her lyrics discuss the potential people could have if given opportunities in life and allowed to live up to their full potential instead of shutting down, locking them away, and keeping them silent.
You're helping people not to be hit on a world scale by running a school of nonviolence. What are you trying to do there?
The reason I started the school was that I was a sort of a typical do-gooder, and maybe I still am, because I'm not very effective, but you have all sorts of good thoughts and good feelings, and you want to put them into effect, and it's all very nice, but if you don't know anything or don't know, have any new ideas, then you're useless. And so the school was to try to study, so we have, for one thing, have a real idea of what's going on in the world, because certainly in the United States you can't find out from reading the newspapers, and you can't find out from the public schools or the universities. You have to go somewhere else.
Baez strongly believed in equality for all people. At the time she wrote this song, the civil rights movement was in full swing. Baez believed that in writing this song she will bring light to a topic that has been pushed aside and neglected. Baez strongly believed in education, equal opportunity for everyone, and not discriminating based on the color of your skin or the money you hold in your pockets. All of these beliefs relate to her second activism song, We Shall Overcome, a song sung by Baez on the March of Washington in 1963, which featured the iconic words and leadership of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., mainly focusing on the civil rights movement and equality for all people.
If you want to change anything, the word that's missing out of our vocabulary at the moment is risk. People are not interested in taking a risk right now because it's too egocentric. The times are we're too entitled, to really see the situation in the world and be willing to take a risk. I remember when I was being arrested for, sympathizing with the anti-draft movement. My sister and my mom got arrested along with me.
Baez is hoping that one day we can overcome the hate that we have fulfilled ourselves with towards any people of different race, ethnicity, or color. Baez played a strong role in the civil rights movement. She was even arrested twice in 1967 in Oakland, California for blocking an armed forces induction center. Baez was also extremely vocal on her feelings that the U.S. should not be involved in the Vietnam War. Baez spoke of peace and harmony through her music, her songs, and her words.
Probably the most dangerous situation was in Hanoi in 1972. I was visiting there over Christmas from a peace organization with 3 other people. I was delivering mail to the POWs and getting to know Vietnamese face to face. I had my guitar in the lobby of the hotel, and I was playing Our Father Who Art in Heaven, a calypso song, and the siren went off and the bombing started. B-52 bombers, American bombers, were just carpet bombing. And nobody was ready for it, including the Vietnamese.
Visiting Vietnam during the Vietnam War and surviving the B-52 bombers drove Baez to be even more adamant about her anti-war protests, campaigns, and songs. Joan Baez believed to see a better world and a better future, we must be determined and truly want to see, create, and live in a better, peaceful world.
Everywhere. Under every dictatorship, there's some dilapidated guitar and the local blowing in the wind, whoever's written that. The guitars in these countries have been the most wretched old beat-up things, but they've served their purpose of uniting people.